Yo, hey everybody, it's Brian with you from TheGameCommon, and we are doing a quick little 1.5 episode of Stellaris, and all we're going to do in this episode is we're basically going to look through the empires that we force spawned into the game. So if you're interested to know a little bit more about the universe, this is going to be a great episode for you. If you don't care and you just want to see gameplay, well, 2.0 or episode 2 should be out tomorrow. So anyways, the first one, well, we have the Church of Jeff here, which we looked at in the last episode. We briefly took a quick look at in the Imperium of Wani, but I basically made these guys this morning give me something a little new because the post-apocalyptic I hadn't seen yet. I think this one might have came with Apocalypse, which would make sense. But anyways, that gives them extra Tomb World habitability plus 70%, leader lifespan plus 10 years. They're a feudal empire and they're imperial, so basically very similar to, like, you know, Middle Ages world. And then they're also a feudal society. So the effect of subject power and relations is reduced by 50%. So basically, they're better having a bunch of subjects underneath them, a bunch of vassals. So they're xenophobes, so they don't really like other people, so they definitely want to vassalize everyone they run across. They're militaristic, which is always a little scary, but they're also materialists. So if we run across them, we might be okay with them just because of the materialists, even though we're technically not materialists. So I don't know. We'll see. We made them survivors, so they got the so this is Tomb World habitability 70%. Okay, so they get the survivor trait. That's what that gives them. Gotcha. They're also extremely adaptable, so they got another 20% habitability. They're slow breeders, so they're a little slow at breeding. They're slow learners. They're not that smart, and they're also very quarrelsome, but they're very strong. So I kind of think of these guys as like that really strong boar-like that survived. They've seen some things, man. They have seen some things, but they can definitely fight back with the best of them. I don't think there's any reason to go through any of those. We also have the League of the Grill Suns, who I made this morning just for the heck of it. Just because I thought I kind of wanted to make some... Well, I was just trying to make some civs that we hadn't, or empires that we hadn't really had yet. So these guys are oligarchy. They're executive committee, so they hold elections every 20 years. They have a shadow council, which reduces the election influence costs. So unbeknownst to its own citizens, the society is actually manipulated from behind the scenes by a secretive shadow council. Appearances must be kept, but the tyranny of the majority should also be guarded against. After all, what if the fools vote for the wrong candidate? And then they also are a police state. So we really don't necessarily want to see them because they're going to have, their enforcers are going to be a little bit better. So there's a spelling mistake in there. I think there's too many L's in there. I don't know. The stability looks spelled wrong. Maybe it's just how it just looks that way. But other than that, they're fanatic materialists and they're egalitarian, so they should be okay with us. Industrialists, they're getting extra minerals. Deviants means that they're more likely to flip governments, or ethics rather. They're wasteful like us, and they're also adaptive as well. So I guess we got a little into the adaptive this morning, apparently. And then we have the Ezeki Assembly. These were the guys we played our last Let's Play with. They're Imperial. They're syncretic evolution, which basically means they started with a bunch of pops underneath them. They're also technocracy, so their capital buildings replace some administrator jobs as science directors. Oh, that's new. Yeah, that's new. I think I actually had to end up adding technocracy with them because I think that got broke. I think this is a little different now. They're also pacifists and fanatic materialists. They're intelligent. They're not too strong, but they're natural physicists. And then underneath them, where do we find? There we go. Underneath them, they had the Nurians. Yes. Who looked like that. Oh, that's gonna be really awkward. That might be really awkward. But the Nurians were very strong. They're serviles, but they were very non-adaptive, slow learners, but they're very resilient. So that's how we made them. Actually, you know what? Since I don't know if this will actually change our current game, but I kind of like the idea of having these guys as something different. Like, let's switch you to there, just so we don't get like the same, like the subservient race on as the same as like the actual League of Grill Suns. That might be a little weird. Then we have Legion for We Are Many. These were our death robots that we briefly did a series with. They are machine intelligence. They're determined exterminators. They want to wipe out all life forms. They're warbots. Hell yeah, dude. The skull consciousness, yep. They're machines, so plus habitability. They're a little harder to build, but I mean, they're death robots. Of course they are. They also get a lot of extra science, and they get a lot of extra energy, but they get less amenities. Which amenities robots don't use, so that seems like maybe a bit of a bug. I don't know. We grabbed that. I had to end up remaking these guys ever so slightly this morning, and I was like, Alright, well, we'll just do uncanny, which shouldn't have any effect on them. But anyways, then we have Natraxi. Yeah, these guys were our constitutional dictatorship. They're slavers. They're also Byzantine bureaucracy, which is also, I don't know, I don't remember seeing this one. So the society is largely governed by complex and to outsiders almost labyrinth system of bureaucracy. An army of officials and functionaries work tirelessly to keep the government running smoothly and ensure no citizens are allocated resources they cannot demonstrate a properly filled and triple stamped need for. Oh, I got you. So this is basically like, oh, I'm trying to think, what was it? I was just reading or seeing something recently in which it's like the dwarves in Thronebreaker, where like everything they need, they have to like ask and get permission from the government. So pop amenity usages and housings both down by 10%, which is really, really nice, I think, in this update. Then they're also fanatic authoritarian, so their worker output goes up, and they're xenophobes, so they don't really like other people. They're decadent, which the decadent's different now, so slave happiness is now less. It used to be decadent, used to be they were unhappy if they didn't have slaves, so it's a little different now. So their workers, their worker output is higher, but their happiness is lower. They're rapid breeders, and they're quarrelsome as well. Then we got the galactic hegemony. So these guys are more imperials. They're aristocratic elite. You know, these guys wear the top hats. They're distinguished admiralty. So these guys were xenophobe, fanatic, materialist. We have a lot of xenophobes apparently. So these guys are all about like, hey, everyone who used to be an admiral or everyone who used to be a part of the Navy or whatever now is distinguished kind of thing. So their ships fire a little better. These guys are going to be a little scary if we run across them. Yeah, these guys are pretty scary. So these guys, yeah, we don't necessarily want them to be on our border. Then we got the Etherians. These guys are super nice tech people, basically. So free havens, so they like other people. They're an oligarchy. They also are technocracy as well. Xenophile, and then fanatic materialist. You're seeing probably a common theme here. They're very charismatic. They're also talented. So charismatic now gives amenities from jobs. Huh. They used to be how other people viewed you, other empires. They're also slow growers, and they are very non-adaptive, which is interesting, and then intelligent. So you can see this is kind of like the one we always end up making, the technocracy plus the intelligent. Usually is what we go for. Then the Chithin, these are one of my favorite guys. They're a bandit kingdom. Oh, this is different. Oh, the government's organized like a massive criminal syndicate. It's a little different than what it used to be now. So they are barbaric despoilers. So this society holds few things sacred: to fight and to live, and the strongest may seize whatever they may covet. Cannot form migration treaties, cannot form federations or join federations. They can do the despoliation, casus belli on other people. They can also do raiding, bombardment stance, which allows them to abduct pops. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I want to play as these guys. They're also warrior culture, so they get army damage, army upkeep, benefits. And then they're xenophobe because they hate other people, and so they can purge other people, and they're fanatic materialists. So these are other guys. They're also repugnant. This used to mean other civs hated you or other empires hated you, but instead now it means less amenities. Huh, I don't know about that. Habitability is a little better, and they're good at rapid breeding. So these guys and the galactic are the two guys we really don't want to see, at least right next to us. And then maybe even a little bit with Natraxi. Maybe. We might be enslaved by the end of this game. The Wakagi Collective. These guys are executive community, oligarchy. They're merchant guilds, so capital buildings provide merchant jobs. They're agrarian, which gives city districts provide one less housing. Generator, mining, agriculture gives one more housing. So basically, they don't want to build as many cities. They want to instead build generators, mining, and agricultural districts. And then farmers also give amenities. So they kind of want to focus on farms. They're pacifists and fanatic materialists. And then they're natural sociologists. They're also weak, but they're also intelligent. You can see we always throw the intelligent in there. Intelligence is just one of the best ones because tech in this game is so overpowered. So if you can get an advantage in tech, there's no reason not to. And then last but not least, we have the Internal Imperium. We ended up making this is a long time ago when Stellaris first came out. We made a like History Channel type video on the Internal Imperium. But they are the enlightened monarchy. They are a feudal society. They have a philosopher king, so it's not simply enough to rule. The ship of the state must be guided by a king that wields enough wisdom and knowledge to steer it true. It sounds so cool. They're also xenophobe. They're also spiritualists. So this is like, you know, kind of like our other crazy dudes, but these guys are also spiritualists instead of like militaristic, for example. They're sedentary, so they really like staying where they're at. They're conformist, which means they might switch governments. You know, I don't know if this is going to change, but I don't think they should be conformist. Yeah, that doesn't really fit with their theme. What was that under? Government ethics, right? Yeah, wait, what was that under? Traits. Yeah, we don't want you to be conformist. This probably switched, honestly, is what happens. Conformist probably means something different. If anything, we don't want them to be conformist. We want them to be like conformist, governing ethics attraction. These people always seek consensus and are more likely to conform to governing ethics. Oh, no, okay, that actually makes sense. I was thinking conformist meant they were more likely to, well, I know conformist didn't mean that, but it sounded like the ethics attraction sounded like they would be more likely to switch to other people, other empires' governments. But no, this basically means that they're more likely to conform to governing ethics. That's actually good. That's good. So then who was the non-conformist ones? Where was that at? Non-adaptive, slow learners, decadent, quarrelsome. Or did we do conformist before? Weak, deviants, wasteful, slow learners, slow breeding. I don't remember. Whatever. So that's basically everyone that we're running across in this game. Now, there's also going to be a random selection of some of these guys. These are just the ones that come with the game. We could delete these guys. Actually, you can't. You can't delete them. Probably because you have to have at least someone in the game. So the Kill Cooperative. Huh. What did they add in? So customer synergies, the Oberst customer synergies. So these guys are brand loyalty corporation and a media conglomerate. All right, they're charismatic, adaptive, and enduring. I wonder, I don't know how it works, but if we put a building on a planet, can another corporation also have buildings on there? I don't know. Then there's the criminal syndicate here. So they're criminal heritage and franchising. And then we have the Chinor Combine. And then there are private prospect and ruthless competition. Interesting. I think we can see some of our killer robots over here. These are great. So anyways, this was episode 1.5. We were just going to run through these guys. We'll be back tomorrow with episode 2. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.